Alright, what's up guys? So in this video, we're going to be reviewing Wisteria. So I've got a chance to kind of play the game and like experience it to an extent. And I'm just going to give an in-depth review. So if you guys enjoy this, like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Alright, so don't mind the footage in the background. It's just going to be some footage that I have. And I'm just going to talk over it. So let's see. I'm not in this review. I'm not going to talk about the exploiters because it's already commonly known that we need better anti-cheats. And it's really not the game's fault. Every game is flooded with exploiters that attempt to, get strong through these means. And unfortunately in this game, it impacts the gameplay of like any other regular player. So yeah, as you can see on screen. Alright, let's first start off with the map. So, this is a pretty original map. It's based off of Demon Slayer anime/manga, and you can kind of see the inspiration when you look at Butterfly Estates, Slayer HQ, and Infinity Castle. So these buildings aren't really anything too special, but it does its job well. It fits the type of game that this is trying to become, which is like a hardcore type of game. So it's a really big map actually, and it has lots of stuff to do in the open areas, but just sometimes I just wish it was a little smaller. Like for example, traveling 1,000 meters or studs, I don't know what it is, for $100, that really isn't much when you have to pay $40 for ramen. So yeah, it's hard to find players to PvP with such a large map, and sometimes crow missions are even 800 meters away. So yeah, it's like, I just wish sometimes it was a little smaller, and just the missions wouldn't require you to run so much, because running is like 50% of the game. And let's see, I will say that when I first played the game, exploring it on the stream was really fun. The fact that it was this big and there was just so much to explore, it was really fun, but it just got old quick because most of the game you just ran. So yeah, overall I'd give it a 7 out of 10. This is my review for the map. And yeah, next let's move on to core gameplay. So in the core gameplay, it's pretty much all in all just grinding money to sharpen your Nichiren or get gourds. And for demons, it's to get Muzan blood and Sin. It's really repetitive with the 3 crow quests that you always get, and when you grind the money missions. And for demons, I don't know too much about demons, but I know you just do the Muzan quest and you kill NPCs in the villages for Sin. So the grind can take a few days if you really try hard, and you grind like 24/7. It could take a few days and you can max out. But for the casual player, it'll take like a few weeks. So if you think about it, there is a lot to do and there is a lot to grind. But the money in comparison to what you get in return is kind of really bad in this game, since it's really not balanced that you have to pay $40 for a bowl of ramen when you get $100 from a mission that requires you to run 100 meters or 100 studs. So yeah, Slayers, because our food just goes down so quick. For demons, I know that is not an issue. I know money is not too much of an issue for demons, and demons mostly just have to grind Sin and all that. But yeah, demons core gameplay is basically farm for Muzan blood, and I can't speak much on that. So you kill NPCs and kill players for Muzan quests, and lots of people are actually noticing the grind. Like, I'm reading my comments and a lot of people are noticing the grind in Wisteria, and some of them are actually leaving the game, which is disappointing because no game wants people to leave just because it's too much of a grind. Most people actually hop, like if you think about it, most people hop on the game, grind money for a few hours, probably go to the Nichiren sharpener and get their money stolen from that dude, and you get like 1 Nichiren sharpened. That's what most people do. They log out, log in again, grind for a few hours, get like a few sharpness, leave, and repeat. The grind is just really insane in this game, and it really requires a lot of dedication if you want to reach endgame, which we'll speak upon later. So the grind is really really insane, but it is also satisfying because when you get all your skills and you get like your Slayer mark, you just feel so satisfied that you actually reached that point in the game and you're able to play that type of content in the game and you're able to put up a fight against demons finally in that game. And training to get strong in agility, let's talk about that. So when you train like your strength and your agility, like that's really unique. That's a unique part of this game because in no other game have you seen mountain training from the anime in this game, and you've seen the rock pulling. Like I've never seen that in any other Demon Slayer game. And okay, let's talk about something else. The PvP mode that doesn't delete your hunger. Okay, so that's what we need. I think that what this game needs to add to the core gameplay is just some game modes, since Slayers can't really PvP, so they can't really experience that whole big chunk of the game because their food bar goes down way too fast and ramen costs 40 bucks. So yeah. And also, I think some balancing needs to be added because money is just hard to get, and let's just say you're at 110 sharpness in your Nichiren, and you will have to have a 5% success rate to be able to sharpen your Nichiren. I think that's a little too strong. That's a little, not too strong. That's a little too low of a chance to just, for you to put that much effort to grind and grind and grind, and for you to just like only have a chance at reaching endgame. I just don't think that's too good. I don't think that's too good. So overall, core gameplay, I will have to give it like around a 5 out of 10. It's good, don't get me wrong, but has a few flaws. Alright, next let's move on to the combat. So the combat is definitely a really unique part of the game. I've never played a game where when you're getting comboed, you can block in the middle of it. I've never played a game like that. So the fact that this game added that and is able to add it so seamlessly is just, it blows my mind. It's really good. I love it. I'm loving that they have unique parts of the combat. And I played only a little bit of the PvP, so I can't say too much on it, but I'd have to say the PvP is really, really fun. But the thing is, endgame PvP is very, very like held back. It's like locked because it requires so much grinding to get all these Slayer marks and all these sharpened Nichiren, total concentration. So endgame PvP is kind of locked for players if they don't have those endgame items, since the PvP when you first start off the game is completely different from endgame PvP. So yeah, let's see. It requires so much to sharpen your Nichiren, Slayer mark, and demons are going toward getting their demon art to PvP, and they have to max Muzan blood. And of course, they added the flash step. So I really love the intricacy of the PvP with the moves that focus on like depleting your opponent's posture bar, and I see that they're fine-tuning the PvP each day as they're developing. They're doing daily updates, and it's just really, really good for the game that they're fine-tuning the PvP so much. So late game, actually, let's talk about this. Early game, I think you guys all remembered when demons dominated us. But late game, in my opinion, Slayer mark kind of tips the table, and it makes it so that Slayers dominate demons late game. And I think the PvP is just a bit one-sided. Like it starts off with demons kind of like dominating the PvP field when you first start off the game, and it develops into Slayers dominating the field, but it's just one-sided domination. I think maybe there could be a little balance there. So overall, I'd give the PvP in this game an 8 out of 10. Pretty good. Alright, next let's move on to endgame. So I haven't really reached endgame. I still have one more that I have to do, which is I have to max out my Nichiren. My Nichiren is 103 out of 120, and I have a 10% success rate, so it's gonna take a while, and I'm not really looking too forward to maxing it out. So as you guys can see, reaching endgame is very, very difficult, but I love that there is actual caps in this game that are reachable. They're reachable caps, but they're very difficult to get to. I love that because that adds a lot to the game, with players keep wanting to get stronger and stronger, but they're satisfied at a certain cap. Since if there was never a cap, then there would just be no point to playing the game. If you just keep training, what are you training for? You're not training for anything. So, but when you get max in this game, there's really not much to do. Like, there's no PvP game mode after you reach max. I think people really play this game because they seek like progression. In every game, you want progression. Progression's fun and all that. And so I think they need endgame content for people who actually reach a stat cap. And I think the map is just too big for like endgame ganking or anything fun like that. So also, I have to add on this, that clans are a bit pay to win, I'd have to say. Since if you PvP with the player that has a rare or higher clan, you have a severe disadvantage. Let's just say Akatsuma. A Thunder with Akatsuma. I don't know. I think I'm butchering that name, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. They have a big advantage over you because their first skill does more damage and has lower cooldown. So it's just overall they have a big advantage. So it's slightly pay to win, I'd have to say. And I know they're adding more stuff daily, updating the game, which is balancing it and everything, and they're improving the game daily. But the thing is, I don't know how long they're gonna keep this up. I don't know how long they're gonna keep the game alive, because what's lacking is that there is no end game much. When you reach max, there's really not much to do. So overall, end game is lacking. I'd have to give it a 3 out of 10. So let's see. To sum it up, it would pretty much add up to 6 out of 10 if I added everything up. That's a solid score. Since this is a solid Demon Slayer game, I love the hardcore aspects, but I think they take it a bit too far with the money grind and all that. And this game, it is a bit excessive with the grindiness, but yeah, everything else really good about the game. I love it. Really fun to play, really fun to record, and hope you guys enjoy watching it, and hope you guys keep playing and keep grinding. All right, like and subscribe, and peace.